get on board with Remy. We're broadcasting the warm-up here. Yeah, new drivers, welcome. You're in the warm-up for the SCL Indy Lights race here at Road America. This is our support series for the Indy cars. If you're a new driver, send the Sunday Cup League account here a friend request, and we'll get you into the community and on the website. This account's shared by the various officials. This is Carlin Hicks on the Sunday Cup League account tonight, guys. Muttley, just the guy I wanted to see. You got to read, Muttley? I was just wanting another Marshall. Wife's going to be coming home with the groceries in a minute. So I'm going to be unloading the car. Careful, dude. What are you doing over here? My son's scaling. He piled all his shit on the couch and then tried to scale it like Edmund Hillary and Mount Everest. The fact that he's too young to appreciate. Yeah, he's too young to appreciate that his father fractured his skull 3 times. Being a fucking daredevil's, has its price. Those of you who've been on the website have seen the specs, and some guys were wondering. The Indy Lights series, it's the Formula C's on the road courses and a Formula Renault on the super speedways. How you doing, Ranger? Carlin Hicks in the SCL tonight. Welcome. How's it going, Gordon? You're breaking shit, kid. What are you doing? He piled all his stuff on the couch, grabbed his driving wheel, sat down up there, and then the wheel fell off the couch, and he looked at me like I'm supposed to go get it now. Like, no, I'm good. Now he's back. He's got it back on the couch, trying to set it up between his legs. He's got a blanket, a wheel, a pair of boots for some reason. Here. There you go. Not yet. Not yet. He's a little young for that yet. If you're getting too much push, you're understeering, lower that front roll bar a little bit. Gives a little more bite to the front wheels. And vice versa, if you're getting too loose, stiffen up that back end a little. How you doing, Flat Out? You know those knobs on your wheel, Remy? The little rocker button and then the knob on the right side. Yeah, I put them on those. I put front roll bars on the plus and minus rocker, and I put the rear roll bars on the knob, the red knob, the dial, and then I put my reset button on the button on the middle of that red knob. So that's your okay. So yeah, just change it so that your roll bars, your front roll bars are the rocker, the plus and minus rocker, up and down, and so that your rear roll bars are the red dial. That way, all you got to do is make a little adjustment. Like basically, as I'm driving, if I'm in a car that has the front roll bar adjustment like this, and I'm driving, and that front right tire starts wearing, right, and the car starts to push, starts to get understeer. Then I'll just start dialing down the front roll bar a little bit to give more bite to that front end. And same thing when you're driving, and that, especially the Formula style cars. Hey, Formula style cars like the Indy car. Let's say the fuel starts burning off and that back end starts getting a little crazy. Then I'll go ahead and add some stiffness to the rear. Yeah. I put that personally, that's, I'll tell you something you can do here, Remy. I'll give you a little advice. Let me see. Number one, I clear up space. Make your clutch your pit stop request. Now, you know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is hit your foot on it, right? Make your clutch the pit stop request. And then here's what I do for the ABS and whatnot. I have that on the D-pad. I have ABS, traction control, stability are on the D-pad. But yeah, you can clear up even more space if you put your pit road thing on your clutch. And then I have my X button is how I pull up the in-car management. You know, the pit stop during the race. Make any changes there. But yeah, it's helps out. Good. All right, Mudley, if you'd take over the room here for a few minutes. Got plenty of time until race time, 46 minutes on the warm-up clock. Oh, and time permitting, guys, also we should be able to open up the track for a general test session after the race for this weekend's races. All right, I'm out, Molly. Depends on what race is there that weekend. It's probably the long version if they're running sports cars or something. It's actually on visual only. I'm experimenting with some stuff on here. It's on visual only. But yeah, go in and repair it if that happens. Use the support series to try test some shit out, you know what I mean? How you doing there, Drop Shot? Somebody making a comment here on the broadcast. Any of the new drivers in here, this is the warm-up for tonight's SCL Road America Indy Lights Challenge. It's our support series for our IndyCar Series division. If you're a new driver in here, send this account, Sunday Cup League, a friend request, and I'll make sure you get invited to the community and the website. Plus, I need you to do that so I can, if you want to be on the entry list for the race, which starts in 35 minutes, I need you on the friends account so I can get you into the proper race room. So, as I said, send me a friend request and we'll get you in the system here. There is one on here, but let's see. Well, yeah, 35 minutes when this session ends, we'll be making the proper race room. And all the new drivers that would like to get a shot at coming into the race, like I said, send the Sunday Cup League account a friend request. If I do not get a friend request from you, I cannot invite you to the race room itself when we get there. There will be a strategy stop, guys. There is fuel wear, or fuel burn, tire wear, all that stuff. It's not much to these, though. Most of the guys in the support series run default pressures. You are allowed to use any combination of the tech package you want, ABS, traction control, stability, on a spec car. There are roll bar adjustments. Once again, not much tricky here. I couldn't even tell you. Most of us IndyCar regulars, and they'll tell you the same thing in the other Winston Cup and Camel GT when they run support series. We don't really have setups for them. We don't put the testing time in for the support series, so we couldn't tell you. But with the lower powers that they are, it'll probably make less of a difference anyway. And Daz, if you're around after the race in the open practice we'll have for Camel GT and IndyCar, I'd like to get a chance to get you in the party, especially if Shano's on, get you in the party and chat with you. I hear you. All right. Put Dale the Whale on the queue as he's second on the practice board right now. Tonight's race, 25 laps on the board. 23 green flags. That's half the distance of the Road America 300 IndyCar race, which is tomorrow night. One of my favorite tracks. Go look at the, go look at the archives. Which means I'm going to do dog shit tomorrow. Well, the first season we came to Road America in season 22, I've always loved this track, but we never had it to race on. I always loved watching the races. First season here, I just could not. I was terrible. I finished 7th, and I was lucky to finish 7th. And then the last 2 seasons, I've won the Road America 300 here in the Indy cars. So, part of it's been luck in that I've played the strategy right to get the track position at the right time. And then I was quick enough to be tough to pass, but it basically makes me really wary coming into it this season. Like, man, I cannot be that lucky / a little bit good 3 seasons in a row now. But that's obviously the task in front of you, And it's getting down to a tough part, second half of the season. 5 rounds in the books, 5 rounds to go in all the championship series. IndyCar's got Road America, Texas, Watkins Glen, Sonoma, and Texas again. Oh, the Texas 500, yeah. It's a long one. Believe it or not, despite all the numbers, I still have not won an IndyCar race at Texas Motor Speedway. I used the track it replaced from GT6, Motegi. I used to win at all the time. I won like 4 in a row there one time. And then I had, I've been winning on the road courses really well, doing good on the road courses, but I finished 2nd at Texas like 6 times now since we started coming here in season 22. But I have not won. And there's a 3-word answer for why I have not won yet at Texas in the IndyCar. Rita St. James. She's won like 4 or 5 of them that I finished 2nd in. And then a couple other guys have grabbed them here and there. She's just tough. We run the same speeds. The thing is that if she has that track position at the end of the race, once we turn loose on each other, the other one's they're damn near impossible to pass. And as a result, it's just, we can't. That's what happened. I got the proper position at Indianapolis, and that's why she couldn't get by me. Otherwise, she'd have won it. We could tell in the cockpit at Indianapolis what was going on. We would come up on cars and we would see how we wouldn't be within 2 car lengths of them and they'd start getting loose on the tail. And we're running 3 feet off. We're running 3 feet off each other. And so we knew right away that people had, they'd gone fast on their setup. The same way we had done in qualifying. And you know, we tried to give people a break. We didn't want to cause caution, so we were trying to stay off of people in the corners, you know, so we didn't get them looser. But we could tell right away there was half a dozen cars in the field that completely missed the race setup. Fast as all get out in the time trials, but, you know, and that's realistic. That's what happens in Indianapolis, you know. It's a, you know, but we don't have any trick or secret there. It's just that, you know, we run a completely different setup in the race than we do from time trials, and that setup in the race is designed to run nose to tail on no tires, no matter how much fuel is in the car, without getting twitchy. Yeah, no, that's what it is. I mean, I won't tell you exactly what we do, but it's nothing fancy. We don't have a fancy tire setup. We run the stuff you can find out by looking at the video. I'll tell you, we run our ABS and traction control and stability, and then when we tested it out, we make it so that we don't have to ignite it. The only time it comes on is if somebody gives us really dirty air, car gets a little loose. Most of the time it's not on. The other thing is, you know, we like I said, we set the number of tire pressure, but then we went out and ran them for 20, 30 laps together and figured out that, okay, once you put 10 laps on these things, they start getting really, really twitchy. And so we throw them out. Okay, we're not using those. Maybe on a short run, you know, maybe if there's a caution, 10 laps to go, maybe we put those on, but, you know, not in this. That's the kind of stuff. But it's no trick. It's just picking up a few bits of information about how the cars run overall. But we really don't have any special secret in them, other than I know that there were people that set up their cars with a loose setup and used absolutely no traction control or anything in those cars in the race, because when we came up behind them, you could tell immediately. And it was like, okay, they're just being stubborn, you know? And so we would go right by those guys. Some of the guys were close. There was another 4 or 5 cars that were very close to having it dialed in. And were just about, they would have been able to hang with us had we not, you know, had we had a few more cautions. But yeah, it was just a lot of testing. We did at least 2 days of off-season testing. 2 days, I mean 2 sessions. No, we don't run on. I'll tell you that we don't run automatic at the speedways. Yeah. Now with the road courses, I run what I call semi-automatic. I have it set up in such a way that I'll run the course, it'll shift on its own, and the places where I want it to differ. The places I do make gear changes myself, but it depends how much and where and how often depends on the car, depends on the track. There are some tracks that you go out and run it manual and get a feel for it, and then you put it in and run it automatic, and it does it exactly the same. But some of them, most of the time, it's not the same, and so I do make adjustments. Yeah, you just got to run on. You can run it auto. You know, at least if I'm talking about the Indy cars and the open wheel cars, run them auto on a road course, and make the semi-automatic switches when you want. But on the speedways, run them on manual, and you're not really going to be shifting gears all that much. Only whenever you need an overdrive. Absolutely. I'll tell you why I can. I'll tell you exactly why I can make it work, Daz, and why some guys can run that Williams Nigel Mansell style semi-automatic gearbox. The reason is that if you're a driver who relies on engine braking to slow down, it's very hard to get used to, because like when I was growing up, I drove all these cars that were 1 or 2 stroke, and so when you were backing off, you just lifted the throttle, you waited for the car to slow down enough to catch the right speed, and then you hammered it back down. Now, what you're doing when you're running semi-auto is you're not relying on the engine braking. The engine braking is going to be smoother than it would be if you were doing it yourself. So I lift off the throttle, I let it drop on its own, I start applying the brake, dragging the brake with my left foot, and then I get back on the throttle, 2-footing it, feeding the gas to keep the RPMs up so that it doesn't shift down again, and then drive it through the corner. If you're a 2-footed driver and you don't rely on engine braking, you use your brakes more and your throttle management more to slow down, then running semi-auto can be, and you can make it into an advantage, because it takes out the human element in places where you don't need it. But if you are a driver who relies on engine braking, who you get off the throttle, go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you use that to slow you down, semi-auto is not going to work for you, because it's going to feel like, just like you said, you're going to feel all kinds of handling changes that you're not used to. Yeah. 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 I do too, and I've run career mode stuff like that a lot. For online racing, I want to be able to do both jobs as driver and official as good as possible. It affects the camera view that I use and all that kind of stuff. But the main thing, but the main thing when it comes to that, like I said, there are tracks I come out there knowing I'm running full manual, blah, blah, blah. And it's mainly because I know that this is what I need to do on it. But it's one of those things, I'll never forget it, because I was in a GT6 room years ago, when I was first in the league, and it was just a public room, and there was some guy that was talking about, you cannot, we were in a spec room, and the guy was like, we were even identical cars, and he was like, you cannot go as fast in an automatic, and this guy was like, is that so? And he said, yeah. So he turned on the automatic, went out and beat him by a second. And the guy he just beat was like one of those top 100, 150 GT Academy guys, and the guy was like, how'd you do that? And they all jumped on board and watched him, and he said, this is how you do it. You don't need engine braking on this car. So all I'm doing is, instead of making, like he pointed it out, he said there's 33 or whatever gear shifts on this lap. He's like, I only need to make a manual shift 6 times on this lap if I put it in automatic. As a result, 27 times I'm taking away the human element. Now multiply 27 times 50 laps or whatever it is. He's like, you're taking away, if the automatic engine is gonna do it right, then it will take away the human element of a mistake. That's what was it Williams and Nigel Mansell when they first introduced that? That's exactly. It took them a year to get it right, but when they got it right, all they had to do was Nigel would go out and run manual, and then he would hit the corners. They would look at the telemetry. They would dial it in track by track, and then he would head out. And for the first half of the season, they kept yelling at him because he kept overriding it all the time. Yeah. 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 How you doing? Lay down, Steph. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Let's take a look here at what we got. All right, guys, we got what up, boy? Little man's yelling. All right, we got 6 minutes to the final call time, guys. Let's see the new non-league members I see in here. Cutco, GT Turbo. You guys need to send the Sunday Cup League account here a friend request if you want to get invited into the main room. We're going to be putting up the race here in 5 more minutes. If you new drivers want to make the race, you've got to friend request Sunday Cup League to get invited to the race room. We'll get you on the phone list, we'll get you through the website and the community and all that stuff. Get another check here. Don't see any new friend requests. All right, last call here for GT Turbo. Cutsko left the session. GT Turbo Phase, your last call. Send a friend request here to the Sunday Cup League account, and I'll invite you into the race room. If I don't get a friend request from you, then I will obviously not be able to invite you into the room. So GT Turbo Phase. Rest of you I've got on the list for tonight's Road America Indy Lights Challenge. We will be starting up the race room here momentarily. We'll give you the full driver's meeting and rundown once we get in there. Let's see. Names I got down. Let's make sure I haven't missed anybody here. Average Gamer, Dale the Whale, Remy, Rosta, Muttley, Nikon, Ranger, Stay Down, Flat Out, Daz, Stev, Deer Hunter, Gordon. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and get the race room going. I'll invite you guys in there momentarily. Last call for you, GT Turbo, to send a friend request. And we'll get tonight's Indy Lights race going. See you guys in a moment.